Here he is. It's the Yoda Hand Puppet from 1980 from Kenner. Now I picked this up in America for around about $40, which is pretty good considering that the packaging is quite nice. It's got a bit of crushing at the one corner here, but the clear plastic at the front is nice. The colours are nice and bright, and it came with the insert and this lovely little booklet which came with most of Kenner's Star Wars toys around this time, but we'll get into that in a bit. Now, this is without doubt the creepiest toy produced by Kenner for the Star Wars line. It's far creepier than the 12-inch Princess Leia doll, which did actually come to life one night and I had to beat it to death with a hammer, but that's another story. If we take a look at Yoda, it's a pretty nice sculpt. Picks up his sort of scrotal sack-like texture of his skin quite nicely, and also the crest of his Albert Einstein hair at the top there. I've just noticed that this video has more lens flares than a J.J. Abrams film. There you go, there's your joke for the episode. So, what can we say about this? Now, some people think, or some people have suggested, that this Yoda hand puppet fits into the 12-inch range and it could be considered one of the 12-inch figures. I don't necessarily agree with that. He's a bit off scale for that purpose. He's also a puppet, not a figure, an action figure. He's a puppet. You can actually put your hand up Yoda's backside if you wish, and you can, well, let's have a look. On the back we can see that there are two children who appear like they're about to decapitate Yoda in some strange sacrificial ceremony, or knight him. I mean, it's up to you. There's also the controversial yellow lightsaber depicted on this packaging as well. As has been mentioned many times before, there is actually no yellow lightsaber within the original Star Wars trilogy, and some people have theorised that early prints that were sent to Kenner for production they were not colour corrected and they showed yellow. The print was slightly off and it showed yellow, so they created the vintage Luke Skywalker figure with a yellow lightsaber instead of blue, and by the time that they came around to correct such a mistake, they'd already created so many of the figures they were sitting in shipping containers ready to be shipped, and they never fixed it. It's the same on some of the other packaging. You can see Obi-Wan Kenobi holding a yellow lightsaber, so this mistake is repeated here. Still at the stage of The Empire Strikes Back, they still have this mistake. I could understand that they made the mistake for the Star Wars film and didn't, correct it at that point because it would have been too expensive, but surely someone at Kenner or Lucasfilm would have pointed out by the time Empire Strikes Back came around that they should fix this mistake. But there we go. Anyway, back to the figure. What can we do with Yoda? Well, it tells us at the bottom you can make Yoda come to life by moving him in various positions. So what do we have? We have procrastinating Yoda, urinating Yoda, and scheming Yoda. He looks quite devious there. On the other side of the packaging we have a glorious picture of Yoda himself, looking a bit like Margaret Thatcher in her heyday. And on the other side we have Yoda on Dagobah with his favourite pet stick. Now, it's, as I said, it's nice packaging, but the figure itself, I can't get past it. I mean, you can make a horror film based on this thing. Forget those crappy Annabelle movies. We need a standalone Yoda hand puppet horror film. So come on, Disney, if you're out there, let's make it happen. Okay, let's have a look at the catalogue. And as I said, this is a fairly standard kind of catalogue that came with most of the playsets and well, not figures, but the action figure cases, such as this at the time. Basically showing you all of the figures in the range and Kenner trying to get you to buy more of their crap. There is something interesting in here though. If we turn over, you might see that this AT-AT looks like an early production example or prototype. The legs here look slightly different, and the muzzle at the end looks slightly different as well. As we go through, you'll see that there's the correct red lightsaber. See, I don't understand. There's the red lightsaber. There's the yellow lightsaber. Red, yellow. So they clearly knew that Darth Vader's lightsaber was red, but still stuck with this yellow lightsaber. Anyway, that's a story for another day. So we have X-Wing, we have Yoda himself, we have the Dagobah playset, and then over the page we have the white TIE Fighter, Darth Vader's Star Destroyer, Slave One, Millennium Falcon, and the Cloud Car. Now over the page we have some of the extracurricular Kenner items outside of the 3 3/4 inch. We've got the Play-Doh action playset, Hoth Ice Planet adventure game. We have the die-cast figures, or vehicles I should say there, including the very elusive TIE Bomber. If you've got that, well done. And some items here that I would absolutely love to get my hands on are these, the switcheroos. Now, I've never actually seen these in the flesh, despite collecting vintage Star Wars for getting on for 20 years now. They are effectively light switches, or light switch covers. You put them over your light switch, and then you have Darth Vader, R2-D2 or C-3PO that you can click on and off to turn your lights on and off. Hurrah! We also have 2 of the full-size weapons that were produced by Kenner. We've got the, well, they call it laser pistol, but it's Han Solo's blaster, and then the 3-position laser rifle, which I actually have somewhere here. And this will form the basis of the next video, if anyone actually bothers to watch this video. So, there we have it. Creepy Yoda Hand Puppet, made by Kenner, 1980. What do you guys think? Post a comment down below and let me know. If you can think of a creepier vintage Star Wars toy than this, I want to know. I want to find it. In fact, this was a contender. This is Leanie the Ewok. Now, if anyone would like to see a video about Leanie, who smells a little bit like a cat litter tray, again, comment down below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.